Welcome to Movie Slice. Quick, fun recaps of your favorite movies. Sharp, funny, and to the point. Hit subscribe and get your perfect slice of cinema. The events of the movie Silent Zone begin after the announcement of a terrifying epidemic that spread all over the world. This epidemic turns people into bloodthirsty zombies, and all scientists agreed that this epidemic would wipe out humanity completely. The problem was that these zombies were much smarter and stronger than the usual ones, and because of them, the entire world, without exception, fell into chaos. We move to a child playing. Then he calls for his mom and meets his sister, who points a weapon at him and says, "Let's play together." Suddenly, they hear their mother calling them angrily. They go to see what she wants. We find the mother talking to her husband, who was worried about them. He tells them that the world is overrun by savage creatures, and asks them to gather their clothes and go to his mother's house in the countryside. He was a pilot, stuck at work, and couldn't take leave, so she hurried to pack her bags and leave the house before anything could hurt them. She takes her son and daughter, Abby, and leaves the house quickly. Before they get into the car, a zombie attacks the mother and eats her quickly. Abby hides under the car, holding her breath so she won't be noticed. Unfortunately, after killing the mother, the zombie attacks the boy and eats him. Abby sees her brother dying before her eyes. Out of extreme fear, she makes a sound involuntarily. The mother, now a zombie, hears the sound, and before she eats her daughter, a man named Cassius arrives and kills the mother. Then Cassius pulls Abby out from under the car, reassures her, hugs her, and promises to protect her and take care of her. Before they leave, they are surprised to see the boy has turned into a zombie. Cassius tells Abby to turn her face away and cover her ears. Then he finishes off her brother, takes Abby, and leaves. 10 years pass after this incident, and we see the girl Abby has grown up and become a professional fighter. All thanks to Cassius, who took care of her and protected her until she grew up. He taught her martial arts, how to use weapons, and how to be self-reliant, especially since the zombies have now taken over the entire planet. We see Abby hunting a beautiful deer, and at night they eat it and enjoy themselves. After a while, Cassius hears a sound nearby, so he grabs his weapon and goes to check. Suddenly, a zombie attacks, but he kills it. Abby comes to see what happened, and he tells her not to worry. He tells her to be ready. They'll have to leave the next day because this zombie is part of a pack that's probably coming to scout the area, and the rest could arrive at any moment. The next day, he takes Abby, and they leave the place, walking a long distance until they reach the edge of a mountain. Suddenly, a zombie attacks a car with 2 young men inside. The zombie bites the first one, and Abby tries to save the second by killing the attacking zombie, but she accidentally kills the person she was trying to save. Cassius kills the zombie. Then they go to check the car, and hear the driver's friend talking on the car's radio. Abby wanted to answer, but Cassius told her to be quiet and avoid trouble. They listen to him and are about to leave, but suddenly, a group of cars arrives and blocks their way. Armed men get out and threaten to kill them. We understand that this group is related to the 2 dead men, and believe Cassius and Abby killed them to rob them. Cassius explains that they were trying to save them from the zombies, but the zombies killed them before they could help. The group leader doesn't believe them, and says he'll kill them and take their weapons. We notice that the horse nearby is restless, sensing danger. Suddenly, an army of zombies appears from everywhere, and chaos erupts. Everyone starts shooting at the zombies randomly. Abby and Cassius grab swords to save their bullets for later. The zombies manage to wipe out most of the group, and Cassius realizes the number of zombies is increasing, and they need to leave, because they can't kill them all. He tells Abby to get in the car, and takes with them a man named David, and his pregnant wife Megan. Before Cassius gets in the car, a zombie girl attacks him, but he kills her, gets in, and they drive away, thankfully safe from the zombie. But the leader of the zombies sees the girl Cassius killed, which is his wife, so he gets very angry, and promises to avenge her. On the other side, they keep driving until their car breaks down. Cassius tries to fix it, but it's no use, so they have to continue on. They walk a long distance until they reach a place, and Cassius tells Abby there's a colony nearby they need to reach for safety. Abby says they should take David and Megan with them, so they're not left behind. Cassius is annoyed, and says he doesn't want the trouble. Those 2 are weak, and will slow them down, so they need to separate. After a while, it's time to sleep. Megan sleeps, but David and Cassius can't, so David tells Cassius about what he and his wife went through on their journey, how Megan suffered while pregnant and endured more than she could bear, and how he struggled but tries to protect her as much as he can. Cassius, moved by his story, agrees to take them with him. The next day, Abby sits alone on the roof, reminiscing about her sad past. Suddenly, she hears strange noises and feels it's a zombie. She quietly goes to investigate and finds a zombie in front of her, but she's Cassius's student. She fights it, pulls out her sword, and kills. She finds another zombie and runs away, cleverly dodges it, and makes it fall off the roof. We learn that these two zombies are scouts for the rest of the zombie pack coming after them. Cassius tells her they need to leave immediately because the zombie army is on its way. The zombie pack reaches the house, but the group has already left. Cassius tells them they'll have to keep walking all the way to the colony. On the way, Abby says she feels she's been here before, and if her memory is right, there's a civilian airport about 100 kilometers away. Her father used to take her flying there when she was little and taught her how to control a plane, so they head to the place Abby described. On the way, they find a car and search it for anything useful. They find a wheelchair in the trunk that will help the pregnant woman, but the tires are flat, so they can't take the car. They continue on foot, and after a while, they reach the airport ground. Cassius is upset because the place is exposed, and the zombies might see them from at a distance, and it would have been a disaster. The bigger problem was that the place was empty, and there wasn't a single plane. Abby felt desperate and kept looking around everywhere until she noticed the airplane hangar. They opened the door and were surprised to find the plane, but they discovered that the plane had a minor malfunction, and since David was a mechanic, he told them he would inspect and fix. Cassius told him to handle it himself, while he took Abby and went up to the control tower to scout the area. They climbed up, surveyed the place, and found everything looked good, but the zombie leader and his group arrived, so they quickly came down and rushed toward the plane. Luckily, David had just finished fixing it. They all boarded the plane, and Abby tried to fly it as her father had taught her. She managed to get it moving at maximum speed, but the problem was the plane needed to travel a long distance on the ground before it could take off, because it was moving slowly. One of the zombies hung onto the door and tried to pull Cassius out by any means, but Cassius shot him in the head. They managed to take off. Their hearts were finally at ease when they felt safe, and everything seemed good. Suddenly, the plane malfunctioned because David hadn't had time to fix it properly. Abby did her best to save them and cleverly managed to crash land them into a tree to avoid injury. They all got out of the plane safely and kept walking to find a safe place to spend the night. They came across an empty building, went in to explore, made sure there were no zombies, and after securing the place, they settled in. Later, Cassius pulled out a map and told them there was still a long way to go to reach the colony, which would take about 2 days, so they would rest there for the night and head to the colony the next day. Everyone agreed. At night, while sleep, David withdraws and sits alone and decided to kill himself because he has bitten from a zombie, but changed his mind at the last moment. It was only a matter of time before he turned into a zombie. The next day, they continued toward the colony, walking a long distance. David started sweating and was staggering, his steps unsteady. Megan noticed and tried to check on him, but Cassius was smarter and sensed something was wrong. He looked at David's leg and saw blood stains on his pants. He stayed silent until his wife felt reassured about him. Then she and Abby went ahead, taking advantage of being alone. Cassius tied David up, pulled up his pants, and confirmed he had been bitten by a zombie. He pulled out his weapon to finish him off, but Abby called out at that moment and didn't want him killed. They saw a house ahead, and when they approached, the owner, Ivan, saw them from afar and warned them loudly not to come close. Cassius told them to follow instructions so no one would shoot at them, but Abby ignored him and walked toward the light, telling the owner they were just travelers with a pregnant woman and needed shelter for the night. Ivan came out of the house with a weapon and said if they wanted to enter, everyone had to leave their weapons outside. They complied and entered the house unarmed. Ivan brought them food and treated them well. Each of them sat down to rest. Cassius looked at pictures of his deceased wife and laughed from the heart. After a while, they all gathered and sat talking with Ivan, drinking tea and enjoying themselves. Ivan started talking strangely, saying he was very happy with the person who invented the virus because it wiped out 3/4 of humanity, and the human race would be renewed with no food shortages. The group listened, shocked and silent, since they were in his house and just wanted the night to pass safely. At that moment, David's symptoms worsened. He got up and went to the bathroom, lifted his shirt, and was shocked to see the infection had spread throughout his body. He came out quietly, so no one would notice, but when he returned,
he was shocked to find his friends unconscious. Ivan must have put something in the tea. Ivan held a strange device in his hand that emitted frequencies, allowing him to control zombies. Since David was now basically a zombie, Ivan could control him with the device and kept using it until David fainted. Ivan then tied up the four of them in the basement and told them he invented the device to control zombies. He demonstrated its effect on David to prove his point. Ivan then said, "Let me introduce you to my wife," revealing he had turned her into a zombie and locked her in a cage. He told them he would let his wife feast on them and turn them into zombies because he believed everyone should become one. He released her and controlled her to attack them. David managed to free his hand, attacked her, and pushed her away, then freed his friends. Ivan saw things were out of control, so he left them and ran away. The group took the doctor's car and escaped. Ivan wasn't done yet. He used the device to control the zombie leader and his group, sending them after the escapees. An entire army chased them, and while Cassius was driving at top speed, the car broke down, so they got out to run. David didn't go with them because he was about to turn into a zombie. He said goodbye to his beloved Megan, asked her to take care of their unborn child, and stayed behind to delay the zombies while the others escaped. David fought the zombies to slow them down, and the group ran as fast as they could to get away. While David was fighting, the zombie leader came, twisted David's head, and killed him. The zombies continued chasing the group. The problem was that Megan started having labor pains while running, and Cassius couldn't leave her, so he carried her and kept running. The zombies were getting closer and were about to catch them, but by chance, they came across a colony. Abby asked for help, telling them they had a pregnant woman, and zombies were chasing them. They reached the doctor, and Cassius left the room, and started asking about the colony's name. They told him it was called Kingsport, the safest colony in the world. The next day, the doctor called him with bad news. Megan was taking her last breaths, but thankfully the baby girl survived. Cassius was saddened, and went in to talk to her, but didn't tell her she might die. While talking, he tried to lift her spirits, but Megan sensed she was dying, and asked him to take care of her daughter no matter what, to teach her to be strong like Abby and defend herself. He feels sorry for her, and keeps crying, telling her that what she asked is now a trust on his shoulder. He takes her daughter and leaves the room, having made up his mind from that moment to consider her his second daughter. Meanwhile, on the other side of the colony, we see Ivan standing and looking at the colony from afar, thinking of a plan for the zombies to invade. At that moment, the zombies smell humans and are about to attack the colony, but Ivan controls them with the device in his hand and tells the zombie leader, "Don't rush. We'll take revenge together." On the other side, Aklama gets used to staying in the colony and befriends a young man named Johnny, who takes her to a secret place in the colony. He tells her that the entire colony is filled with explosives, so if the zombies invade at any time, they will blow up the place with everyone inside. She asks, "But won't we be in danger and die with?" He tells her, there is a tunnel underneath that leads to the other side, and anyone who goes through it will be safe. The next day, Ivan gathers the zombies in front of the colony, waiting for the right moment to attack. In the morning, there is only one guard, who is in a hurry, and stands at the edge of the boat to use the bathroom. Suddenly, a zombie comes and kills him. The zombie army takes advantage of the situation, and invades the colony. At that moment, Cassius carries the baby and gives it to the doctor to protect it, then quickly goes to look for Abby, before a zombie can hurt her. Abby is also searching for him, and of course, any zombie that attacks them is taken down by the two of them. Cassius sees Ivan attacking Abby, and runs to her, but a zombie grabs him, and pulls him down. Cassius pulls out a knife, and finishes off the zombie. Then Ivan comes down to Cassius, and keeps hitting him, saying, "Humans can't challenge zombies have taken over the planet, and this is their time." Cassius focuses on the device in Ivan's hand, and suddenly smashes it against the wall, breaking it. Ivan loses control over the zombies, and they attack and eat him. Meanwhile, everyone escapes, and leaves the colony through the tunnel, except for Cassius and Abby, who try to escape and head for the tunnel, before the colony is destroyed. Johnny holds the detonator, but doesn't want to blow up the colony until Abby and Cassius are out. As they head for the tunnel, the zombie leader hits Abby to kill her. By chance, she looks at his hand, and is shocked to see the bracelet she gave her father. We realize that the zombie leader is Abby's father. She is stunned, but Cassius pulls her away, before the leader can kill her. They go down to the tunnel safely and get out as fast as they can. Johnny blows up the colony with all the zombies inside, wiping them out. After making sure they are safe, they catch their breath, grateful that most of them survived and everything is fine. The zombie leader suddenly appears, and they don't understand how he escaped. Cassius is forced to face him before he can hurt anyone. They fight each other violently, but the zombie leader is stronger. Abby points her weapon at her father, but can't bring herself to kill him. He is about to finish off Cassius when Abby is forced to kill her father, the zombie leader, and ends him. Cassius gets up, proud of her, and happy she did it, hugs her, and thanks her for saving his life. She tells him, "I'm just returning the favor." The doctor comes with the little girl to reassure Cassius, who has kept his promise to Megan and saved the child. The film ends on this scene. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all new updates. See you in the next. Goodbye.